ask you, give me age of 12 or 13. Give me an age range where the Jewish ladies or young ladies were getting married. What age range were they married in their culture and their tradition? You should know because you brought this up.
No, I don't know, but my response will be...
Before you give me a response, if you don't know, let me tell you. If you go, no, if you don't know, then you have to allow me to tell you.
Go on.
Right.
I need to respond.
In the Jewish tradition, they do not let their girls to go, beyond a certain age. So as they become in the age of puberty, this is the age of getting ready to marry.
But are Jewish the perfect standard for living?
Oh, please. We are talking about. We were talking about the age difference between two individuals in their marriage. So I gave an example of Joseph the carpenter, who was 90 years old, and then Mary, the mother of Christ. You would not find any Christian or any Jew who says she was 18. You will not find it anywhere, today or yesterday. Why? Because that wasn't the Jewish tradition. She was married quite old. Let's say she was married 15 or 16. Let's take it to 17, but definitely not 18, because 18 seems to be current standard. 90 and 17. What's the age gap? Do you have a problem with that?
So again,
90 years old and 17 years old. Do you have a problem with this marriage?
Do I have a problem?
Yes. Do you have a problem?
If she's 17, her parts are...
And 90.
Her part, no. Let me... I don't think you understand my point. The point I'm trying to say is...
Can you answer my question first, yeah? Do you have a problem with someone who is 90 years old? Do you have a problem? At that time, they didn't have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
Good,
I'll tell you why.
fine.
Let me tell you why.
That's it, you've answered it.
At the end of the day, a person that's whoever marries someone, I'm not saying that it was never done. In those days, yes, people at older age used to marry a young person. They were nobody's standard, okay? So from the Islamic belief, Muhammad is your perfect example, not for just that time, but for his time today.
And what does he say when you should get married? According to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Very important question.
So he's the perfect example.
No, according to his teaching, you missed the point. According to his teaching, okay, go ahead.
So a 54-year-old marrying a 9-year-old, if you go to Arabic nations today, you see the consequence of that. People are dying. Young girls are dying because they're not mature. Their parts are not mature enough to hold a baby or to
then that's wrong.
An adult man's penis.
Islamic marriage is okay, finish, I'll tell you. Remind me about this thing about harm.
Perfect example. I'm not saying Jewish didn't do it, but I'm saying no one is saying that the Jewish people are perfect people that we should follow. But
so let me respond to what you just said.
Yeah.
In the Arab world, young people are dying. They absolutely should be accountable in the court of law by committing harm. Because in Islam, marriage is between two individuals where the marriage, what we call the, you have the nikah where the marriage needs to happen, right? So you have the engagement and you have the consummation. Consummation, if there is any risk of harm being done, then they cannot consummate the marriage. Excuse me, if you allow me to respond to you. In the Arab world or in this world or any other world, if there is going to be harm involved in consummation of the marriage, that marriage cannot be consummated. Islamic principle. So you are bringing a point where we agree with. So that is not the example of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's not his teaching. In fact, his teaching is, please, the teaching of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam about this, there is no age limit. But there are certain conditions where you have to reach the age of puberty, at least, that becomes you ready to conceive, ready to have this consummation. You have to also, the Quran says, reach the age of rushd, what we say, intellectual maturity. So the Quran does not, if you allow me to, the Quran, you didn't know? How long have you been studying Islam? Okay, don't worry, remind me people, remind me. We'll come back to this point, remind me. But let me make my point. What we're saying is, the Quran does not restrict marriage relationship because it is universal. The Quran came as a universal book for all times, all places. It doesn't restrict to someone giving someone's age, 18, 16, 14, 21, because different cultures will have different age of maturity. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Different culture has different ages of maturity. In some culture, they mature very young. Some culture, they mature quite late. Maybe maybe someone is 15 years old and they haven't reached the age of puberty. Some cultures, 12, they've reached the age of puberty. So Islam doesn't restrict it to some artificial age. It gives you the biological age, because that's the point where your body is ready.
What is the biological age?
There is none.
There's no
Biological age is when your body is transforming you into a man or a woman.
So where does it say?
So that is why I will say, don't worry about this. Let's continue this point. That is why Islamic law, we say, is universally attainable. Universally attainable. You don't need to have a bone density X-ray to find out whether age of 18 or 17 and a half. Once you have reached the biological maturity and so on and other conditions,
so where does
then
it say that once you've reached the biological? Because I've not seen it.
If it's harmful to one, it can't
So
happen.
where does it say if it's harmful to them, don't marry them? Is that
the Prophet's teaching is.
Where does it say? I don't have.
Okay, fine. You haven't seen it. Don't worry.
Because I know in this
What I'm going to do is.
people tend to make things up. So that's why we say
I'm
bring a
quite
reference.
surprised in the information age. If I were to now just open up Google, right, and I just type in, you will see so many Islamic websites telling you how this is.
Because I've
One
checked
second.
it and I didn't
Excuse me.
find it, so maybe
No, you haven't checked. I mean,
did check
I'm
it. I
pretty.
did check it and I couldn't find it.
If you type in, and it will tell you that even type in going to Islam Q&A, for example, which gives you a religious verdict. It will tell you, yes, this is the condition, la darar wa la dirar, where there is no harm. You cannot have a harm principle. Okay, the age of marriage in Islam, Islam Q&A, put it in, something like this, and you will see. I mean, you can do it on your phone.
Reference. I'm saying
No, I don't need references for this. Why? Because this is no. I'll tell you why.
something that Islam
Because
says as long
not
as
at this moment.
conditions.
Listen, not at this moment. Why? Because this is something, a common teaching of Islam. It is something that you can go,
No, it's not common. If it's common teaching, then
you know,
stick to reference.
just because you say so and you only learn about grooming gangs and you think this is Islamic, then that's your problem, not mine. So, in fact, next week, you know what? Next week, I can bring perhaps books and articles.
Prophet at 54.
Are you listening? Excuse me.
Said it's okay. That
Are you
slept
listening?
With a 9-year-old.
No, he didn't say that. Are you listening?
He slept with a 9-year-old, a 50-year-old
Oh,
man.
hang on.
Sleeping with a 9-year-old.
If
Who
she's
is your
emotionally
prophet?
and physically ready, then
but where's
that
the
is what's
reference to that?
permissible.
What's
This is the first thing I've come. This is the first
No,
thing I've
where's the
seen.
reference? It's someone's giving their opinion, but it's not a reference. It's not reference.
This is the first thing.
Yes,
Okay,
but
I went on
that's-
Google. This is the
that's-
first thing I
that's-
saw.
What,
You know
what
what?
he's saying, what he's saying is like in mosques, you will have different teachings and stuff like that they'll say.
References
Won't
are
always
there.
be in a
By the
book
way,
and stuff.
I say the same thing to Christians. I say the same thing. I said, look, because as humans, we tend to give our opinions. Sometimes we want to change stuff. And I said, no, you can't just make stuff up. If you have a concept you're teaching, back it up. Islam comes from the Quran and it comes from the Hadith, which is the Sunnah of the Prophet, right? So you
Okay.
can't
Okay.
make up. There's so many
Let's
things
let's
Muslims
let's
have
apply
different-
let's summarize this, right? This particular discussion.
So ask
I give you.
So you
whether
have,
there is
you have
some view.
interpretations
If
from
that's
modern
the
day.
you'd see
No,
none of
no.
them
There's something we can do here quite easily, right?
Because the Quran
Just one
the
second.
Quran says
One
you
second.
can't-
One
doesn't
second.
say you
One
can have sex. I'm sorry,
one
you can't
moment.
have sex.
One moment, right?
65
I give you 2 weeks.
It says the Quran
Are you listening?
contradicting that.
Excuse me. You're not listening, right?
I am. Okay, go on.
I'm going to give you 4 weeks to search the internet and Islamic bookshops and come back in 1 month's time and then tell me that I have not found the when Muslim man and woman should get married to and what are the references. If you can't find it, then you have a point that is not easy to find, and if you find it, you found your answer. I am telling you, if you go to now Park Lane, not today maybe, in Regent's Park, Baker Street, Regent's Park, Baker Street, there is Regent's Park Mosque. There is a bookshop associated with this mosque. You will see a section as you go in about women, marriage in Islam, between rights of spouse and so on. I can even picture it. Books written in English language, not Swahili, in English language. So they're there. If you are selected, you are interrupting, I want to make a point. If you are selected, look, I am saying, you've already diverted this talk to look what? Presentism.
Clear Islamic text.
Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to talk over you then. You have directed this conversation to presentism, judging with today's morality to a custom which was widely accepted all over the world. In fact, it was in Europe, not in Europe, in England. Even the kings were marrying very young. Edward, Henry, whatever you call it, very young. it was a common practice in Judaism. In Judaism, common practice. Hinduism across the globe. But only in the modern times, somehow you have a problem with the Prophet marrying someone who is a young lady. Hang on. Let me ask this question again. Is this a sin? Okay. Someone 54 years old marrying a 9-year-old, is this a sin according to God? That's the question you asked earlier,
you're not
right?
understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking you a simple question. I would like to answer from you to this gentleman and this lady here. Someone who is 54 years old marries a 9-year-old lady because she's reached the age of puberty and so on. Is this a sin according to your scripture?
Mansur, the response, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying to you, you have the perfect example for mankind.
Stop there, sorry.
Who is Muhammad.
I've asked you a specific question. Unless you answer the specific question.
The way I want to. You didn't need to give me a chance to answer.
You're just going attacking it. You're just
You didn't
attacking
answer my
Muhammad.
question.
You're not answering the question.
Okay.
We have to like carry
In
on
her
the
own way.
conversation and like you can't just go back to the original question that we asked.
You've been quite successful in interrupting this talk, isn't it? Very successful. We were talking about energy, God, and guess what we're talking about now? Child marriage. Presentism.
We thought about the question for
okay,
about 5
let me
minutes.
bring it back to what I meant. Let me bring it back.
Can you answer the question first before you bring it back? Is it a sin
Is
in
it
your
a
own
sin?
way?
Is
Look,
it the
in
question
her
is-
own way, in your own words, in your own language, in your own expression, the answer has to be given to this following question.
Mansur,
Is it,
you haven't answered
excuse
my
me,
own
please.
Hold on.
Mansur, that's
One
not fair.
second.
You see, please be fair to this gentleman and lady here. In your own way, in your own expression,
One second.
thank you, in your own way, is it a sin according to your own religious scripture, marrying a marriage between a 54-year-old and a 9-year-old? That's the answer we seek.
Christianity.
No, according to your own scripture, is it a sin to marry a 9-year-old woman by a 54-year-old man?
Okay, let me respond. First
Bible.
The Bible.
She believes in the
Does
Bible.
it specifically say
I'm asking, is it a sin according to the Bible?
Let me respond. Mansur, because you've dodged my question, right? You've literally done it, you've not answered me. The point I'm trying to make, you have the perfect example at all times, someone that his way of life, this is why Muslims grow their beard to the dark.
Is this how she's answering?
No, let me finish, Mansur, because you didn't answer my original question.
That's not what we're discussing now.
Let me finish.
We're discussing here
Let me
with the
speak.
presentism. I will let you finish. I will. Only if you answer the question.
finish this?
Let me. So you have a perfect example for mankind, right? We started off talking about sin and how it leads to hell. So I'm saying you have the perfect example of mankind, and a lot of these things I would say you did for today's standards is immoral. So I've given you an example. There's lots of examples. There's wife beating examples.
Oh, see this? Another one introduced, wife beating.
Let me finish my point.
In
I'll
your
come
head,
back.
it's
I'll
called
come back.
injection of what?
I know,
But
yeah.
let
Oh,
me
wife beating.
finish.
Wife beating.
Let me finish. So
I'm not going to let you finish. Do you know why?
No.
Instead of answering,
Hold on.
I will. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know, but I think she's gonna. Yeah, I know.
So,
she's gonna like.
okay,
come
now
back.
we have now another thing. Wife beating introduced in a question she's trying to answer.
Okay, I'll come. So,
Don't divert from.
Sad.
Focus on the
So the
question.
point is, when I look, this is where it came from. When I look at the example of Muhammad, by every standard, he breaks the standard. You know, he seems to be an immoral person. You know, even by today's standard. You see what I mean? Because he's supposed to be a prophet for all mankind. I used an example of wife beating one of them, but the example we're talking about, a 54-year-old sleeping with a 9-year-old. By today's standard, yes, I agree with you that back in the day, people used to marry younger. But by today's standard, if he's a prophet for all mankind, for all times, is it right for a 54-year-old to sleep with a 9-year-old, knowing that their body parts are not mature, knowing that we know today there's young people that die as a result of young marriage, as a result of having sex.
But it's clearly said.
I don't think anyone that's logical.
Give me evidence that he slept with a 9-year-old. This is not true.
Exactly.
There was a lot of things we didn't have there.
Can you let her finish, right?
That's what he's saying.
No, but
That's what he's saying. You have to apply it to.
Please.
Yes. Is Muhammad for modern day? Is he an example for today? Yes or no? Is Muhammad?
All right. Thank you very much for your answer. Did you now realize why I wanted to stop her? I asked her one simple question. According to her own Bible, her religious scripture, is it a sin for someone 54-year-old man marrying a 9-year-old woman? So we all heard her this, that, blah, 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 whatever. wife beating and women getting harm being the marrying young and so on. Did you hear the answer? Is it sin or not? Excuse me, please, my brother, please. Did you hear the answer? Is it sin or not? The answer is yes, it is a sin. Potential answers: no, it is not a sin. Maybe. Stop. Maybe. No, you have no other chance. I'm sorry, you're forfeited. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. No. There is no coming back.
I will answer.
I gave you.
Let me answer your question.
No. Please. The reason why there's no coming back, because I'm gonna go because I have to pray a second prayer, right? Asam. We gave you the opportunity, even though I was trying not you to answer it, because I know you don't answer.
I will answer.
Don't interrupt, please. Because I know from how many years have I known you in this park? Many years. So it's not that I've just suddenly seen her. I know her many years. Know of her for many years in this park. I've been coming in 1990s, late 90s in this park. Many years. I've seen you. Stop. Hang on. I've seen you for many years.
No, you haven't.
So, excuse me.
Because I've not been coming here for more than, only been coming here in the past 2-3 years. So
Right, that's 2-3 years.
Yes.
2-3 years. How many? 52 weeks? And you come quite regularly too, right? Many times, right. So my point is, from my experience, in fact, experience is a very...
Allow me to answer your question.
Sorry.
When he originally answered, he didn't.
Please. From my experience, I knew, but I could be wrong. So I remained with a thick skin. I said, okay, what? He's asking me for it. I respect him. I respect you. I'll give it a chance anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she will at one time answer it. Gave her the opportunity. Did she answer? No, she did not. And now she's asking for a second chance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Actually agreeing with her, you didn't answer a question, or I didn't hear it.
Okay. The question I asked her was on the topic of this, because she brought up suddenly from the sin to the Prophet's moral character, right? And then, Prophet's moral character. And now, young marriage. And next is wife beating. She introduced it already. So I asked her simply. It was a simple question. Come on, it's a simple, fair question. Is it a sin according to her Bible? So should we give her a chance again with an answer of potential answers? Yes, it is a sin. No, it is not a sin. Maybe it's a sin. I don't know whether it's a sin. I don't care if it's a sin or not. 5 potential answers. Shall we give her a second chance?
You haven't still answered her
I
question.
will now after this.
But she asked the question first before you asked her.
Okay, please. So now, could you answer that so that I can answer your question?
Yes, I'll
Which one?
answer it and I'll ask
No, 5. I've given you 5 potential answers. There is no long explanation. It's simply yes, no, maybe, I don't know, I don't care.
From the Bible teachings, what does it say?
Is
that fair? I want to summarize it because, as I said, I have to go to prayer and then answer her question as well.
Is it a sin? The question is it a sin for a 54-year-old to marry a 9-year-old?
From the Bible,
so
yeah.
to have sex with a 9-year-old, yes, it is a sin.
Where does the Bible say that?
Okay. Let me respond to you.
No, I want to see it then myself.
I
want to see it. No response.
I want to respond.
No response.
No,
I don't want a response. I want to read it myself.
Let me respond. Wait, hang on.
I want to read it myself.
Let me respond. Because remember, I asked you
Sorry.
those
Okay.
conditions,
I'm going to
and
go
you
now
weren't giving me
because
references.
maybe she can talk to you and give her the... What we would like to see is this. The lady here will
And I want to be
show you a book chapter and a verse where it says clearly in black and white without any ambiguity that you sorry, stop. Please. That everyone here sees it in black and white that it says it's a sin. So please do that, and then maybe when I come back and I will learn about this verse that exists in the Bible. Yeah. In the meantime, this is for you to reflect. Take care, and I have to go to prayer. All the best. Okay. Thank you.
Are you Muslim?